Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1284.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about how women are going to inherit a lot of the $68 trillion wealth transfer. Yes, it's underway, this generational wealth transfer, and over the next decade, women in the U.S. will capture a significant share of the money changing hands as part of the greatest generational wealth transfer in history. Today, women control about 1/3 of the financial assets in the U.S., but that is all set to change. According to McKinsey research, women are expected to inherit much of the $68 trillion in wealth that baby boomers are passing down. Whether that's husbands leaving money to their wives or couples passing a nest egg down to their children, the research says that women stand to benefit disproportionately more. Now, we've all heard the stories about how women earn only 80% of what men do and how women in general have less assets. But the reality is that many women are going to inherit assets and are going to end up with more money. The problem is about 60% of women would rather talk about their own death than talk about money. Sometimes the interest around finance just isn't there, and it can be delegated to a spouse or partner. But everyone needs to understand how money works, and especially how your investments work. I think the industry has made it much more difficult than it needs to be, and the financial industry created its own jargon and language so that it's difficult to understand sometimes when people are speaking in that financial jargon. It can sound like a foreign language and not make any sense, but it doesn't have to be that way. It's not really that difficult. And even investing studies have shown that women investors tend to outperform men investors. Why? Because women tend to be more patient with their investments and hang on to them longer. Once they invest in something, they tend to stick with it. Whereas men tend to trade a little bit more often. At least that's what happened in the study. I see more and more women wanting to take an active role in their finances and their investments, and that's a good thing, whether it's retirement planning or getting your IRAs or your 401ks working for you, or whether it's getting started in certain new asset classes like cryptocurrencies, which many women have started investing in and are very interested in. I think the financial industry has basically let women down because they've ignored women. They haven't addressed women's needs and concerns. And they've done things like made suggestions that women take less risk, which means in the end, their portfolios won't perform as well. Or they try to make everything pink so that it looks like women will like it. Or other ridiculous things that have nothing to do with what women want. Women are very concerned about taking care of other people. They're very concerned about their families. They're very concerned about their children. They're very concerned about the world that they live in. And so the bigger picture of helping others or setting priorities that are important to them, such as buying a home or taking care of their health or taking care of their parents, these are all things that factor into what women deal with, but really aren't being addressed by Wall Street. Because Wall Street is really just looking at performance of investments. It's just looking at what investment is better than another investment. It's not dealing with the greater perspective that women are taking and that matter to women. One thing's for sure, and that is women are going to be inheriting an awful lot of money, and they're going to have choices to do things with that money that may change our world for the better. By 2030, the next generation of women stand to inherit a significant portion of the $68 trillion being passed down in this greatest generational wealth transfer. It doesn't have to be confusing. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be boring. In fact, once women really get comfortable with investing, they love it and they are excited about it and they enjoy it very much. Now, if you're a woman listening today, you're already probably interested in finance, and kudos to you for taking the time to listen and educate yourself and find out where investment opportunities are. And that's going to be even more important over the next coming years. So the best thing you can do is listen to educational things like this, get involved in investing groups and organizations, such as the Be Wealthy and Smart VIP experience, and take it a little bit at a time. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. You can break it down into smaller bite-sized pieces. After all, that's how they say you eat something as big as an elephant, one bite at a time. You can meet your goals and achieve what you want and have fun along the way. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.